Okay, we got a pod delivery today. I got the mini pod. It's in there. It's all packed up like the Ark of the Covenant from Indiana Jones. We got our dude helping out here. These guys are super awesome. They really don't really want to carry it from there to the backyard, but if you negotiate, they'll usually help you out on it. So there it is, pod mini. Woo woo! Okay, so this is the mini all boxed up, and now it is time to build. Wish me luck. Carl, come here. Carl. Okay, so planned out my area, got the blocks all set out, and now we're going to put on the floor joist bracket things. Oh, and in case you're worried, like, oh man, I don't think I have all the right tools, they supply stuff like, I almost called it a ruler. It's a level. If you're like freaking out and you're like, man, I don't have all the right tools. Well, they supply you with stuff like this and this. I got a floor.
Ronnie, are you afraid of sharks? 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 He keeps asking me that too. Are you afraid of sharks? Yeah. What do you say? What do you say to business?
Okay, day 2. Only because I was a one-man person, today I'll be a two-man person. And I'm going to put up the walls. One little pro tip is get them aligned properly so that when you lift them, they're already kind of in place. So you have the bottom on that end, goes straight in, pops in. And then you're going to want to look at these suckers right here. These are the little backgrounds that you're going to use to screw in, but they're all kind of taped down. So maybe before you put up the wall, it's a good idea to go ahead and just pop off the tape like such. And then little knife in there, just in case you're like, what am I doing? You just grab it and give it a little yank. Ah! Well, you gotta give it a good yank. And there you go, opens up.
Yeah, air conditioning. So air conditioning is 55. The guy would come over and build with an office like mine with the shit.
All right, day 4. All right, day 3. We got the roof on, and now it's time for the glass, which comes in a very nice packaging, similar to the Ark of the Covenant from Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. Watch out, your face might melt out. Keep your eyes shut, Marion. Watch out, face might melt off, okay? Just remember, always keep your eyes shut, Marion. Not the most fun part of the setup, but there's something sort of pleasing about melting this oily substance and ensuring that your pod is nice and watertight. Got to do this on all the seams, so it's going to take some time. So I am just sealing up the backside of the pod right now with this roll of sticky stuff. And yeah, definitely get yourself a good heat gun. Get corded. I got a cordless one, and it sucked. All right, well, we're getting getting there. We got a roof here and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm fucking tired. All right, there she is, the pod. It looks pretty nice back here. So here's our final little tour of this sucker. This is my workspace, nerd space. All right, there's the pod in the backyard. It actually blends in with the house like really nicely. The contemporary look. The colors, the wood paneling, really good contrast to the White House. Big fan. So let's go take a look. Welcome to the pod. All right, well, there she is. Final tour. I'll go ahead and show you a little bit of the outside. You know, we're kind of in a pretty tight little space, but, you know, it all kind of worked out. From a fit-wise, you really definitely want to measure multiple times before sticking this thing, because you kind of forget when you're building the base that there's also going to be a roof, and it really just gently fits right between the gutters and the hedge. So, you know, the inside is, honestly, can fit a lot of stuff. You'll notice in here, I've got all my gear and just this little IKEA shelf over here and this little Craftsman dude. I mean, that's everything I need. Got all my toys and all that good stuff. Bought myself a nice little air conditioner down here. Just always make sure you check the amps so you don't blow your circuits. And I will say that the output fit perfectly snug inside of there. Got myself some blackout blind curtains, and that rod fits nicely up there. Electricity works. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty cool pod. So that's my tour. All right, so I got this pod probably 2 months, or no. So the pod probably arrived about 2 weeks ago. I actually decided to put it together myself, and I was warned multiple times that I wouldn't do that if I were you. But I'm kind of stubborn. So, I mean, I did have some help from some friends, some Home Depot parking lot dudes. But by and all, you know, once you got the heavy stuff put together, it kind of was a relatively easy process to build the pod itself. Just really needed to follow the directions, and I definitely had to hit up the company a few times, but they were fairly quick on their response to let me know if I was doing everything correctly. Made sure that along the way I took photos of everything so that I can make sure that the thing is under warranty. But yeah, everything came together great. You know, plugging in the electricity and getting that stuff working, like it was all pretty plug and play. I don't really have any issues with it. I've been in here for about a week now, and I, you know, running the air conditioner while it's warm outside. Like, this place is nice little cozy den that I get to work in, and escape the hustle and bustle of outside and having the view, though, looking into my backyard like this, which is pretty cool. So, you know, I can kind of see my kids out playing around, and they like to come in here and sit with me. My dog likes to come sit on the floor. So all in all, I got to say that it's a pretty awesome deal for what seems like a lot of money, but when you break down of like what it would really cost to sort of do this thing yourself, it usually shakes out to about the same, and it's not necessarily going to be up to those standards, and it's just not going to have the look. Like, everybody that sees this thing is super impressed by just the aesthetic value of it alone, not to mention knowing that I was able to pretty much put this thing together in about 2 weeks, you know, about 80% on my own. So, do I recommend getting one of these for your backyard? That's a strong hell yeah. So, hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, don't reach out to me, because you'll never be able to find me. But I hope this helps, and good luck on your pod, because it's gonna make you a happy person. All right, thank you. Okay, so pod arrived about 2 weeks ago and was pretty overwhelming when it first got here, the amount of boxes and the idea that I decided I was going to put this thing together myself. But I had a buddy help me put up the walls. I did the floor myself. I had another buddy help me put the roof on, and then also the front flashing. But once all that was on, it was just, I was able to do it all myself. You know, it took me about a week or so, but that's because I was moving at a pretty slow pace, and, you know, I had to kind of juggle building the pod between work and family life and all that stuff. So, but I moved in about 3 days ago, and it's awesome. Like, it gives me exactly what I needed in a home office. You know, the fact that it's fully plug and play, and you literally, you know, you plug the walls together, and then you just plug it into your house, and everything's up and running. And it's pretty spacious, to be honest. Like, when I first started building it, I was a little worried that maybe I went too small. But then when I moved in, and I have my desk that I'm sitting on, and I have my shelves and all that, like, I have plenty of room for activities in here, and places for my dog to sit and my kids to hang out in if they want to. I've got this nice, beautiful window that looks out into my backyard, where I can see my kids coming and turn off all the lights and hide under the desk and pretend that I'm somewhere else. So, yeah, I think it was definitely worth the money. I know I could have probably went, you know, through a contractor or construction crew and got something for like a little bit cheaper, but it just would not have the aesthetic appeal that this has from the outside and from the inside. You know, everything seems pretty well built and sturdy. The door, when you close it, like, it really feels like it latches. It doesn't feel like some, you know, a shed door that eventually is going to pop off the hinges. Yeah, it feels really tight in here. And then when I run the AC here during the day, like, it cools down really fast, and it's a pretty cozy little den to be able to get all my work done. So I would 1000% recommend getting one of these, and also probably hiring somebody to do it if you're not into that kind of stuff. But if you want to save a few extra bucks, I will say you can 1000% do this thing for pretty cheap and on your own. So yeah, that's my honest review. Big fan of the pod, and hope you will be too. Okie dokie. Bye-bye.